85 runs in this session, 288 for 4. They are now 373 for 6. India, but highlighted by Virat Kohli finally getting an overseas test run after 4 years. 29th, level with the great Don. Sir Don Bradman, 29 centuries. And
that sounds a bit deceptive when you say level with the great Don. Feels like you're level with him.
Number of centuries, yeah. I mean, modern day, eras change. I don't think we can compare Sachin and Bradman. Two different eras.
You just compared Virat to Bradman.
But to be fair, Bradman himself said.
He said he reminds me.
Yeah, that's as close as a comparison as possible. And it's coming from him, big thing.
I only compared him with that number, 29.
That guy is also compared to Bradman.
Steve Smith, but yeah.
Ooh. Walked him to the crease.
Look at Wokes is, I think, bowling on a different pitch altogether. He's been the difference maker in this test match. 5 wickets in the first innings now. Bowling David Warner.
The two besties, no? Wokes and Wood.
Yes. I don't know why they're not getting Wood at the other end.
They're looking to, I think, bowl him in bursts. He's ramping up the pace as always.
If we can bowl him in this burst, get Steve Smith out. That's it.
That's it. That's your.
If there is no rain tomorrow, then second session, Australia done. I don't see them putting a much of a fight against this disciplined bowling from England.
So you're saying they'll lose by an innings. So done and dusted.
2-2, heading into the Oval. The 87-year heist is complete.
So you heard it here first. Siddharth feels that this will be a innings victory for England. That means 270 something. They took
275.
275 was the lead. That Australia won't make that much.
Looks difficult. If Wood gets Smith.
If and but nahin.
If
put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah, I think they won't. They won't.
I'm going for a Steve Smith 100.
Hope so, but looks very difficult.
I even hope so.
He doesn't want England to win. So
he just predicted that they will not make it.
With a very heavy heart, I'm saying that they're going to win.
Your head and heart is happening.
Yeah. Head says England, but heart says Australia. So that's that's the problem. But yeah, I hope Steve Smith does get 100 because he has
his form has also fallen off a little bit
after Lords. After Lords,
I can give you a chance to recover your bet for the 100.
No, not taking it.
Not taking it. Once bitten, twice shy. It had to be written because what happened in that? First session, third session, no wickets. Second session, four wickets. Not one, not two, 4 wickets. So, well done to Virat Kohli though. Classy knock. And the way how he got it, even that starting trouble which he had earlier pointed, there was no starting troubles. Assured at the crease. So, 29 test hundreds for Virat. And get first batter to get it in his 500th international match.
In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I was just looking at some sort of stat there that I think he's the first batter to get more than a 50 in his 500k. Forget 100.
Yep.
None of the guys who've done well before this have even managed to get a 50, and he gets 100.
Yeah.
One thing I'll give credit to Virat Kohli is that the man has a sense of occasion. When it's the big occasion, somehow or the other, and it's not easy, by the way, it's a very rare skill to turn it on. What usually happens with most sports people is that when the occasion is big, they take too much pressure, and more often than not, you will see big pressure games, you're not able to perform at your optimum. This guy, that is what makes him very different, that he not only performs at his optimum, he in fact goes a step further and does even better. If it's an India-Pakistan game at the MCG, everyone is watching, Virat Kohli is there.
Same with that guy at Manchester, Steve Smith.
Yeah.
Biggest clutch player. Look at ODI World Cups. In 2015, quarterfinal 50, semi-final 100, again a final 50. Then when 2019 World Cup semi-final a 50, World T20 in the final did well.
Ben Stokes.
Yeah, Ben
Conversation
Stokes.
ended.
Yeah.
He always, the bigger the spotlight, the better he performs. These matches he'll get a 50 and get out.
Ashes, Steve Smith, look at his record. Against India, he's got such a great record.
Yeah.
So,
But today is Virat Kohli's day.
yep.
I want to talk about Virat Kohli. What makes Virat Kohli's 100 special? And I want to say one more thing about because when I put a tweet out, a lot of people, generally that it's a special 100 because one, he's got 100 as I pointed out overseas after a gap of 4 years. So that's a big monkey off his back. The other is that he's equaled Sir Don Bradman. I mean, who doesn't want to be at par with the great Sir Don when it comes to anything? Here he's equaled his century records. And third, because it was a 500 game, I mean, there was a lot of importance given. And don't tell me Virat wouldn't know about it. There's so much conversation happening. I mean, even the Indian team was talking. There were videos made, all of that. He knows all of this.
A special memento was presented also.
His family is there.
Yeah.
So he knows.
So he knows.
So big occasion, he gets it. So for various reasons, it's big. Then a lot of comments came, but it's come against the weakest bowling attack and so on and so forth. This is something I pointed out yesterday as well, and I'm going to reiterate that. Anyone who says weakest bowling attack, please ask Rohit Sharma. He couldn't get 100, right? He was looking good, but that ball had his name on it. It was an outstanding delivery. Virat also got similar balls, but he found a way to play it. So give credit to the batter. Look at Shubman Gill. He was in the form of his life coming here. He could have got a big 100, but they worked him out. They bowled a certain nagging line to him, planned his dismissal, got him out. Ajinkya Rahane was your best batter at the WTC. He would have got 100 here. He does well overseas anyway.
Yeah.
But Sharon Gabriel bowled him the fastest ball of this match so far. Got him out. So I'm saying all of them could have got 100. This could have happened. That could have been done. But the fact is, Virat Kohli did. And it's not, I agree, it's not the strongest bowling attack. It's not the toughest conditions. But it is test cricket. It is a decent bowling attack. Some of them are quick. The spinners bowling really well. Pitch is not the easiest to place strokes. So a lot of things that are not also in his favor. And for him to get 100, please don't take that credit away.
And also, if you have to look at this West Indian team, yes, weak, but bowling is probably their strongest suit. So you've countered the strongest suit. Fair play.
And let us, again, apart from the banter that we had in the first session about Tendulkar and all that, I mean, runs are runs.
There's banter.
Yeah.
You were darn serious about it.
I mean, serious, yes, I still maintain that was a very weak.
Banter.
We questioned the legitimacy of a bowling attack, but never questioned the legitimacy of runs and the conditions.
Conditions I never argued with.
Yeah, even the runs. It was just the quality of attack. That every fan or every...
The quality of the attack, if you're going to tell me again for the last time, a bowling lineup of Brett Lee, Jason Gillespie and Nathan Bracken
and Stuart McGill
is a weak bowling attack, then this bowling attack that's bowling right now is not even a bowling attack. It's not even attack, it's bowling.
20 years
so
later, yeah. 20 years later. So that's why, but again, that's the problem if we try to nitpick into all these kind of things. I mean, runs are runs in any kind of attack, any kind of conditions, any situation, runs are runs. So, centuries you get and
it wasn't the easiest.
It
That's
wasn't
what
the
I'm
easiest.
trying to say.
Yeah, heavy
You're not
outfield.
playing in, Colombo on the conditions that you got within 900 runs. That's also not happening.
But your head coach has struggled in Sri Lanka on those roads in Colombo.
Yes, but I'm saying it's not that kind of a pitch.
Yeah, it isn't. Luckily,
You're not batting in Rajkot or even Ahmedabad in the pitch.
Thank goodness. Yes.
None of that, right?
Yeah.
So please,
Oof.
give the devil his due.
Yep. I mean, I'm glad that ball by ball commentary did not exist that much in 1997. I pity that commentator would have done it. 952 for 6 declared, Sri Lanka. Oh.
Everyone, Jay Surya, Mahanama, all of them made merry.
Imagine Nilesh Kulkarni, wo gaye.
First
First ball in his test career got a wicket of Mavan Atapattu. Didn't take a wicket after that ever.
Yeah.
Oh, wo gaye. Rajesh Chauhan bowled 78 overs. Oof.
I met Nilesh Kulkarni just now, the T20 World Cup.
Oh, he's a professor, right?
He runs
management.
a college.
Yeah,
he
he
runs a
is.
college, sports management college. I met him at NCG, he was there.
Wow. Very articulate guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now all corporate type.
Yeah. He was such a lean guy when he started. But now he's well built, got a good physique.
No, well built, he's put on a bit of weight.
Yeah, but
the height doesn't show.
Yeah.
Like in your case, it'll show with all your biryani and the soft
Yeah.
that you're having. It begins to show.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yep.
But in his case, he can afford to eat that and yet hide his weight. He's tall.
He is tall. Yes. 6'2", I think. He's 6'2",
Must be
6'3".
very
Yeah.
tall.
Yep. Nilesh.
Very tall. The other thing I really wanted to see was Ishan Kishan batting. In Test cricket. Test cricket is Test cricket. He's whatever said and done. If he doesn't get runs,
Knives
you
will be out.
Yeah, knives will be out. You'll criticize him. If he gets run, you'll say easy bowling attack. Whatever. He can only do what's in his control. So for him, it's a big knock.
Yeah, it
he
is.
didn't get a chance to bat in the first Test match. Probably get a chance only once to bat in this Test match. It's a bad. But the one man who had no qualms in saying that we'll get runs, or I had maximum confidence on, was Ravichandran Ashwin, looking
Yeah,
good.
fine.
6 of 11 balls.
Yeah, he has a good record also with West Indies, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, he has. He's
As
got
with the
a
bat
couple
I'm
of
talking
hundreds,
about.
couple of hundreds
There we
years
go.
against them. And he helped India save that Test match in Mumbai. 8 down. I mean, he blocked the last ball.
Yeah.
Okay, so you couldn't lose. So went for 3 runs when he had a 1 ball. He took 2, but got run out.
Can we take a few questions? Steve Smith 100 coming up. Mark my words.
Yep. Hope so.
Saurav Mukherjee is here. Please take the question.
He says, how does it feel to celebrate a century, and this is very cynical, when it's come after the dubious WTC outing? How long are we going to live under false pride of success?
Saurav, my friend. It's a Test 100. Has everyone got 100?
No.
The batting lineup. Will everyone get 100 here? No, no. So respect the 100,
Yeah.
my friend. Respect the 100. I repeat it. It's not the best bowling attack in the world, but it's not even the worst bowling attack in the world.
No, they're middling
Middling.
in terms of
Middling.
their...
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not the flattest pitch in the world. It's not the most difficult pitch in the world either. So, as I said, these are Test match conditions. Test match. And by the way, Test match is also a lot about your battle within. It's your own temperament that you're fighting. That concentration, batting for long, not losing it after thing, having the patience of not being able to hit boundary for over after over, especially when you're used to playing T20 cricket, one-day cricket, where you're so accustomed to it. All of these are personal battles also that you fight. So it's not easy. And I mean, credit to Virat Kohli, who was so determined to get that 100. And the commitment, we spoke about it yesterday, is running between the wickets.
Yep.
Technically also, we saw the sweep shot after such a long time.
Yeah.
I'm saying if you're going to be cynical and look at this ball, then you're going to only see that. If you're going to look at a contest the way it's supposed to be looked at, you'll find a lot of interesting things to enjoy in the cricket match. I certainly am enjoying this cricket match for that reason. I know the result is a foregone conclusion. I'm not even looking at that. There's so many other things. For example, him using that sweep shot, him facing Varakan the way he did. He also we spoke about it yesterday, got a couple of those deliveries, the one that got Rohit Sharma out. That slight lack of concentration at that time with Rohit cost him that wicket. Virat got similar deliveries, but was really cued in at that time of what's happening and found a way to defend those two deliveries. So, credit to him. If he had not got runs here, what would be the conversation?
Oh, he can't even get runs here.
No, like Siddharth said, finally 100 after 4 years. May have gone for 4.5 years, 5 years, who knows?
Yeah. And this is the problem. I mean, see, in the past, what has happened is, okay, when we look at weaker opponents, we have said, you have just come to stat pad. Like, I see this argument a lot with Babar Azam when he plays against Zimbabwe or all the other lesser teams. Zimbabwe. But, if I can remind our dear Indian cricket fans that Babar Azam against Zimbabwe has already done what Sachin Tendulkar could never do. Score a ton in Zimbabwe. So that means, by that logic, Sachin Tendulkar was woeful against Zimbabwe? No. Respect runs in any condition, against any opponent. That is the only thing. We can't be in that arrogance. Oh, what if WTC final didn't do? But that was a better bowling attack.
My only question to everyone who's questioning that, would you have, if let's say Virat failed, would you have given him that leeway and said, it doesn't matter, he's not got runs here.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be worried. This was anyway a useless Test match.
Yep.
nothing for India to achieve, not
That
even a
won't happen.
WTC final.
No.
So it's okay, Virat, it's okay. You wouldn't have done it. All of us would have been criticizing him. They not got runs here also. You come here. So please, if you do not have the courtesy to allow him that leeway where he can fail and you're not going to look at his performance at all, not scrutinize it, then say that. Put a hand on your heart and say you're not going to do it. But if you're going to scrutinize his performance, then you better learn to praise it as well. It's as simple as that. I'm sorry to put it as blunt as
Praise
possible.
and criticize equally for all opponents and in all conditions. Simple request.
Just to break the monotony, I will take Naresh Babu's question. What is he asking?
He's asking, will you watch Barbie or Oppenheimer?
Very good question. Interestingly, I just read that both have landed the exact same score on critics' reviews.
Wow, very interesting.
Critics review their score right in the US market, and both got identical scores.
Wow.
Woohoo!
And to answer that question, both. Both.
I'm going to watch Barbie.
I'm looking
Don't catch
at
me dead watching Barbie.
Wait, not even if your daughter asks you to go?
But daughter won't. No, my daughter asked me to go. I'll say, you watch it and I'll sleep.
I'll watch both.
You
don't need to pick.
Barbie.
So, we're living in a postmodern world. Doesn't matter.
No, not for me. Oppenheimer, sure. I'm a Chris Nolan fan.
Chris
Love
Nolan
him.
fan, and it has, of all people, Cillian Murphy, probably one of the
Yeah.
most chameleon actors of our generation,
Yeah.
to play any role.
But doesn't matter who. he
plus it
casts,
is on
Christopher Nolan
a
I'll watch.
geopolitical event also, which I am very
Exactly.
much interested in.
That apart, yes.
Yeah.
Though the only Nolan film I just couldn't bear to watch was the last one,
Tenet?
Tenet. Just couldn't bear.
I watched that in the hall. I cannot for the life of me remember the plot.
Yeah, and the only Nolan film, and I like complicated films, and I've loved all Nolan films. They've all been complicated. Really enjoyed them, and I like that complexity and those layers and multiple layers in a plot. All of them, but Tenet just could not watch it. Just could not watch it.
It was too much. I think he went over with the.
Yeah.
He went Pep Guardiola.
Yeah, overthought
Yeah.
about it. But this one is a very unlike Nolan film. It's got not a complicated plot. It's just the mood that he sets you in, I think, which is interesting, which is to be watched. So, Oppenheimer for me.
Same. Oppenheimer, I would
But you're
watch
not
it.
Barbie?
If my daughter says, can we watch it, I'll
It's
watch
not-
it.
By the way, it's called Barbie, but it's an adult film. Like
Exactly.
it's got a mature plot to it. It's like Batman's not just for teenagers.
Yeah.
Batman was a nice.
It's a great
complicated,
success. Yeah.
Storyline,
Yeah.
complicated screenplay. So Barbie is
For me, Oppenheimer. Because geopolitical.
And speaking of Batman, the studios have totally ruined the last few iterations. The last great Batman was ironically Nolan's Batman. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take the next question from Donald Trump Cricket because he's a regular. He's criticizing me, but I'll take it nonetheless. He says, Nikhil supports Kohli because he is also Punjabi. If Ashwin takes wickets against the West Indies, he will say it's a weak batting side.
But to be fair, this batting side of West Indies is weak. Their bowling is stronger. That's a fact.
And
But-
haven't I been... by the way, I
Wickets are
do not see regionalism at all. I do not like a player or dislike a player depending on where he is. Siddharth may do that.
no. My
But-
regional bias is there, but it is
I don't have a
positive
regional
spin.
bias.
Positive
I
spin.
do not have a regional bias. By the way, I like most other people was screaming my lungs out when Ashwin did not play the WTC.
Exactly, yeah.
So if I was like, I didn't like him or whatever, please.
Exactly. No,
Spare me
none
that.
of us here have got regional biases.
Spare me. You just said you
Despite
had one.
popular.
You just said you had one.
claims.
You just said you
Or
had one.
Ravichandran Ashwin, but then that doesn't mean I don't like the others.
Doesn't mean he doesn't like Ravindra Jadeja.
I like him.
Bapu. Everyone likes Bapu.
Everyone. Oh, I'm not among the Tians, so I like both Rohit and Virat. I'm not in the
See,
Tians.
exactly. I like Rohit Sharma too.
Yeah.
I like Virat Kohli, and he's not Punjabi, so, but I like him.
Yeah.
What's that got to do with me being Punjabi? Anyway, Prabal Rai says too much bias in favor of Virat
Yeah,
Kohli.
yeah.
Rohit Sharma also scored 183 runs, but you guys do not talk about it. Prabal, I don't think you saw a program when we were live during the first Test match. Did
Yes.
you? Did you not?
And Prabal, we have always been saying ever since the last 4 to 5 months, Rohit is the best test batter we have had in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
We're the
On form,
ones
you're
who
best
have
batter.
been saying that for the longest time. And by the way, I mean, we get criticized from Kohli fans saying that you're biased against Rohit, as Prabal is pointing out. We get criticized from Rohit
Everyone's
fans saying
fans.
you're in favor of Virat Kohli.
You cannot win.
Which tells you that whatever you're doing it right.
Yep. Indeed.
Sid Roy says Kohli played the back foot punch after a long time. I mean,
I
that he
didn't
does.
do-
But I think he did play the sweep after a very long
Yeah.
time.
The sweep
That
shot
was the
was
one
surprise.
thing that I spot. I didn't spot that back foot punch. I'm sorry.
But he's played the back foot punch, I have a
I
feeling.
thought that was his go-to shot.
Yeah, exactly.
To counter the spin or anything, I thought that was his go-to shot.
Yeah.
But maybe I might have been mistaken.
Acha, the question that Dex had asked you earlier.
Okay, Dex is asking me why New Zealand have never defeated South Africa in a test series anywhere ever. I mean, that is a mystery which is right up there with Yuzvendra Chahal not playing in the 2022 World Cup.
Or Ashwin not
Or
playing the
Ashwin not playing in the WTC final. I mean, I can't pinpoint to a factor. Maybe it's that mental block in cricket. Maybe New Zealand, as far as South Africa are concerned, intimidating as far as their skills are concerned. Better conditions.
I don't know if I could just like at top of my head, I not that I've analyzed. Maybe because what New Zealand might have an edge over all other teams is because of their swing seam bowling and the
Yeah.
condition that you get in New Zealand, which other teams find alien when they travel to New Zealand. So you know they find it tough. Whereas South Africa, because I think the closest conditions to New Zealand
Centurion.
I think South Africa as a whole
Yeah.
would give you those kind of conditions. So I guess for them it's not as alien as for everyone
Yeah.
else. And similarly, because and when you tour South Africa, maybe similar conditions for New Zealand, but they're slightly better on that front with them.
Yeah.
I guess it could be one.
They acclimatize
possible reason.
better, and plus the mental strength also. I mean.
Mental block after a point does form no matter how much you try for it to not.
But that's in Test match. In white ball, they've had the better in
World
semi-final
Cups?
2015.
In World Cups, it's 6-2 in favor of New Zealand.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, yeah, they have beaten them in 2015 in the World Cup semi-final, 2011 quarterfinals in Mirpur. Even in 2007, you lost, but in 2003, you dumped South Africa out in Johannesburg. So New Zealand have much more of a mental block when it comes to test matches.
ball.
And if you look at it, they've been playing for close to 90 years, haven't won. It's a big thing. The closest they came to was in South Africa was a 2-2 draw. And it came in the backdrop of a train disaster, 1956-55. Oh no, that was a series later. There's a documentary called Tangiwai. The Tangiwai train disaster happened. One of the players who was there in the New Zealand team, his wife died.
Oh dear.
So when he got the news, everybody felt, okay, I think his tour is over. No, he came out to bat, was subject to blows, and he carried on valiantly. That is the thing. So Tangiwai, it happened in 55-56 if I am not mistaken. And although New Zealand lost, it was an epic situation. But since then, in the 90s, you won, I think, just 2 tests against them.
Wow.
That's it. You won in 94 in South Africa. You won in Auckland. You won 3. You won 3 or 4 tests in 30 years against them. And remember, McCullum's revival started after that 45 all out in Cape Town.
Yeah.
So it's a mystery. I mean, I thought they would win it in 2021, but they didn't win. 1-1, the series was drawn. Now they are playing 2 more tests in February 2024. Let's see how it happens.
Can we go down, please? Okay.
Our own family members are.
Okay. Let's take Crick Mania's comment. He says, secret of Virat's inning was his aggressive approach.
He went for the cover drive to left arm spinner. Haven't seen him play that since for the last few years.
I agree to the left-hand spinner, but you know, to the contrary, I think his strength was not his aggression. I think his
Discipline.
his strength was
Measured
the ability to curb that aggression, which he managed to do. And your run rate did drop from the way it started, but I guess the condition was there. The only thing I found surprising, by the way, I forgot to speak about it, was why did they not take the new ball to start with? I think they waited for Virat to get to his 100 and then took the new ball. Why?
Yeah, I know. The ideal situation would have been take it right away, trouble Virat,
Trouble them. Yeah.
I don't know.
See, I mean, two decisions that really have been baffled by. One, them winning the toss and putting India into bat. Or they spoke about some juice in the pitch, which I never saw. The only juice was like of the bowlers, that the Indian team was taking out, especially with the new ball. So there was nothing in it for the bowlers. Why would you win the toss and put the opposition in, especially in conditions where there's nothing on offer? So that was, I think, absolutely bizarre. I don't know how to explain that. And the other decision on not taking the new ball. In fact, yesterday we were saying that if West Indies wanted to put some pressure up, you could have taken the new ball for the last couple of overs. Just tested them because you're trying to play for the stumps. You make that error, you get that wicket with your tails up, you go back to the dressing room, come back fresher the next day. And even if you didn't get a wicket there, you still had a new ball to again attack them, where they start again from scratch, from zero, attack them. With an old ball, you're making it easy. So certain things that New Zealand are doing are West Indies are doing a very.
I'll add a third one. That pitch at Dominica. It was tail.
That was Dominica.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about here, Port of Spain. Two things that they've done totally bizarre.
I'll add a third. They should have had a second spinner.
Yeah, in hindsight, yes.
Yeah.
Cornwall.
But because of that injury that he suffered, I think their entire team composition went off.
But I believe
they have more spinners there.
No, Roston Chase is available for selection.
But I think they.
And you're giving them batting.
Yeah, but I think they just don't have confidence in his bowling.
I mean, that's the other thing with West Indies cricket. Kind of politics that they have. They must have had some sort of quota running that this one can play and this one cannot play. Or something to that extent. So, I don't know.
Chase is Jamaican, right? Roston Chase
I think
is
so.
from
He's
Jamaica.
Jamaican. Yeah, he's Jamaican. Yeah.
Do we have a Jamaican representation in this?
Not in this match. I don't know. You had Ramon Reefer in the last. He's Jamaican.
He's Jamaican. Oh wait, Kirk McKenzie.
McKenzie.
Kirk McKenzie is from Jamaica.
So they must be like, "Acha, the quota is done. We can't have you, Roston. Sorry, your Jamaican quota is done now."
Yeah. So I mean, it's really, really baffling. I mean, not taking the new ball. I thought immediately take a day two.
Day to start, and that's it.
But no. I think they also wanted Virat. Come on, Joshua Russell, please get your century. So he got it, and
please niche chale. Okay, GGK says, how is this an occasion? Are ICC knockout games and personal milestone games or ICC league games versus Pak? Virat's last big was 2016 semi. But GGK, this is an occasion. It's his 500th match. Yeah, he's only the 10th player to play 500 international matches. Is that not an occasion?
100 test, West Indies, India.
100 tests between India and West Indies. I mean, those are occasions. And that, don't tell me that India, you have to say 2016. The India-Pakistan game was an occasion, yeah. I was there, MCG.
Wow.
People came from far and wide to watch that match. That was possibly the only India-Pakistan match. It could have been another one had you met in the semis or final or whatever. That was going to be the only India-Pakistan match. You ask players, they'll tell you have more pressure there than probably the semi-final that they played against India.
Yeah.
So how can those not be occasions? I fail to understand.
Yeah, I mean, even see, league game. I mean, okay, because it's Pakistan, but then the ultimate occasions in India-Pak final of any major event. That 2007, I'm sorry, more than the league game, the final was the ultimate occasion. What 30 years of white ball cricket, ODI cricket could not do, the T20 World Cup did it in the very first edition. Yeah. Your dream India versus Pakistan final in an ICC event.
So, and hasn't happened since.
Hasn't happened. Okay, we may say the 17th Champions Trophy.
That's it. But by that time, even the Champions Trophy was on its final embers.
Yeah, but then they had to do it because the WTC was not getting that many backers at that time.
That's there's a Champions Trophy planned for
2025.
Yeah, because they want one ICC event a year.
Yeah, in Pakistan. If
Saurav says, how does it feel to celebrate a century when it
that one
we've taken.
I didn't say it's irrelevant, Saurav Mukherjee saying, but the hype of such innings is I'm questioning. The fact remains he's getting numbers against deplorable bowling.
No, I won't call it deplorable bowling.
I mean, looking at the West Indies lineup.
What does the batsman do? Does he not play against the opposition given to him?
Yeah.
What does a batsman do? You keep complaining that about Babar Azam when he's playing Zimbabwe on the roads, or for that matter, there used to be sometimes criticism of Sachin Tendulkar also.
Yeah.
But what do you
All
what
on
does
those
he do?
flat decks in Sharjah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I repeat, would you have said no problem if he didn't get runs? Oh, this is not an important series. He did not got against West Indies, doesn't matter. Save your runs for later. We'll take it in some other important game. Would
You wouldn't have.
Then
So that's why, I mean, hype and all these kind of things is very subjective term. The innings has happened, appreciate. But then Saurav Mukherjee, supposing Virat had fallen for 96, oh, he can't score 100 against
96,
this.
if he got 30, 40, the knives would be out.
Yep. That's the
So
problem.
damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yep.
Bahar Ali from Pakistan saying India under 19 and emerging teams play well in pressure, but why national team fails in pressure? What goes wrong during transition from under 19 to national team? It's a good question.
Maybe much more scrutiny at the international level.
Maybe that could be.
Four
one of the
team
reasons.
selection.
That's happened in the last 3-4 yeah.
Consistently, you're getting your combinations wrong.
But I'm saying to have that impression, Bahar, generally is also incorrect. India has won, I'm just talking about big tournaments and knockouts. I mean, they have won a World Cup in 83, then a mini World Cup in 85.
Yep.
Right. After that, you've won the
2007 T20
World Cup. You won 2013 Champions Trophy.
2011 World Cup.
2011 World Cup. So those are, I mean, in terms of winning big events, how many countries would have, right? So it's not that England has won everything that they've played. They haven't choked it. Okay, it's not New Zealand have won everything that they've played. Right? It's not Pakistan have won so many tournaments where they played. So more often than not, teams will, I mean, because winning only one team does, right, out of 10. So the chances of that happening is 10%. Simply put, do the simple math. So the chances of you failing at whatever level are going to be 90% in each tournament as soon as you enter it.
Yes.
And 10% of succeeding. So you'll obviously look at, there will be more occasions where you don't. And this is just simple math that I'm doing. It's just that we discuss Indian cricket inside out, threadbare, throughout the season and then every tournament, that these things get highlighted. Let's look at Pakistan for that example. Take out all white ball tournaments that Pakistan has played, T20 World Cups as well as 50 over World Cups and so on and so forth. There will be many occasions where they just lost a T20 World Cup final.
Yeah.
Right? So you could question, yes, they won the 2017 Champions Trophy.
You won 2009 also.
But a lot of places you failed. You lost the Asia Cup final against Sri Lanka.
Yep.
What was the match you were favourites?
So I'm just talking in recent time. Then you look at those and say, choke. You lost the T20 World Cup before that in the semi-finals.
Yep.
In 2021.
You lost to Australia.
So then I look. Then you can even count those not having won. So these things will happen. I think just the only one thing I'll agree that it's happened a bit more than it should have in the last few years, and it's happened with India, where they reached semis and finals. I think that they play a bit conservatively in those knockout games and try to play safe cricket. That when you reach a do or die situation, instead of being all out attacking, you become let me just do the basics right. I don't want to make a big mess.
Yeah.
And so when you just do basics right, sometimes you fall short. Instead of just expressing yourself and saying, no, this is a knockout game, forget if I have a collapse. Let me just go all out and, gamble a bit more.
Yep.
That will allow you. Yes, you'll still have failures, but then you'll also have chances which will just take you to the victory. I think being safe is in the middle, which is you're neither this way nor that way, and then if the other team has a decently good day, you end up losing. So I guess that adventurous spirit is needed, that self-confidence is needed, that it's okay, it's a big game, and on big games we'll try and play big cricket, but trying and playing big cricket, we might also fall flat on our faces because it can fire, misfire as well, but that's okay, we'll take that. That approach is, I think, been lacking, and you try to be safe.
Yep.
That's one reason.
Plus, emerging in under 19, you may not have that much of video footage analysis to break each player down. So, in the international, with the talent pool also reducing that much. Okay, 11 guys, World Cup. Okay, what is each and everyone's weakness? Can be analyzed. IPL, all the guys are playing IPL also now, most of the Indian guys. So analyzing them, scrutinizing them is very, very easy at this point.
And another reason, now that I think of it, and another reason is, I think somewhere too much of cricket is also kind of affecting. Now, don't expect players to leave IPL or no. Why should they? I mean, it's their bread and butter. They can't. Maybe in terms of scheduling, the BCCI is looking at, BCCI somewhere has to trade off money versus success. So, sometime you'll allow, like WTC final, it's, you could have found a way to ensure that they get a little bit more time to prepare. And it's happening quite often, even in terms of leading into World Cups and so on and so forth. Find some time where they can get some relaxed time or easy time before the tournament. Yes, now start playing a tri-series or a bilateral series 3-4 weeks before that, which I agree, to get into the groove. But before that, also allow them some, me time, some free time to think about it, plan, come back, refresh. What happens is they continuously keep playing for 6, 7, 8 months and you straight away get into a big tournament. It happens. So I think that is also something that you can look at.
Yep.
On that note, shall we? Match is about to start. What are we expecting? What do you reckon is going to happen with the game?
450 plus they have to target.
I think they'll get it.
They will.
I think they'll lose maybe.
So it'll be all out. They're not declaring.
Yeah.
They won't declare.
They'll lose maybe 1 or 2 wickets in this session at most.
Yeah. See, I think you're getting West Indies in the last hour today. In the last hour. Final session.
You are getting them in.
You are getting them in.
I think so too. All out then today? No.
Maybe. Maybe.
4
down. I mean, see, because
so
if
4 down
either
and
of
10 down is a huge
either Ishan or Ashwin go, the tailenders don't exhibit that much of confidence. So once they go 450, get them.
Ashwin is your last.
I'm talking about West Indies.
West Indies 3-4 down.
3-4.
Yeah, 3-4 down is match over.
Yeah.
Or innings over at least.
Okay, what's Mr. Shekhar saying?
He's saying that their bowlers, being Pakistan's bowlers, made it difficult for England in the finals and Stokes had to come to their rescue. India just surrendered blindly, 152 for no loss and 170.
20-21 and 22.
I gave that reason. One of the reasons is that
Conservative, safe cricket.
Conservative, safe. Rather than just saying, okay, let's go all out. Sure, the downside to going all out is that you could really look foolish sometimes. But that's okay, that doesn't matter.
But
rather than losing safely.
You're looking foolish by losing safely also, no?
Yeah. I think that's something that you can.
Yeah, but then it's a tightrope. What if you are going all out in a semi-final?
But then you have to be situationally.
But a safe approach hasn't worked, right? Anyway.
Exactly, and the safe approach has not worked for you in the least.
Yeah, at least for 10 years it's not. So
might as well go boom boom.
Yep.
And even if you look at the last great teams that India had, 2011, you didn't have safe players. You had Sehwag opening, who had a record of, I think, starting every match with a boundary. Every innings with a boundary.
Yeah.
So he was hardly conservative. So someone like Yuvraj was an attacker in the middle order. You didn't have conservative players. Now everyone is playing safe. We'll play percentage shots. We'll not look to score at a big strike rate of 140. Not going to work, no?
Not going to work.
And not when your opposition is England, who are only hell-bent on playing that one way.
Yep, that's true. Absolutely.
Okay, see you then during tea time.
Before that, stumps. Ashes.
Yeah.
End of day 3. Today was day 3, right?
Yeah.
Day 3.
We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.